Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, episode 4 review. So the episode starts with Mama D and Scrappy talking about just everything from last week as far as her doing the food truck and not wanting to do the business with Erica and him. And then she also says, I happen to know a baby mother's uncle. So I guess she knows Jasmine's uncle. So she said that she heard that Kirk is not taking care of all his kids the same way, which is basically what I said I could see from the first couple episodes. And Mama D said, Rashida and Kirk stay in your business and they act like their life and their marriage is so perfect. So you need to bring it up. So basically, they feel like Rashida took Bambi's side last year when Bambi and Scrappy was getting divorced. And Mama D like, so this season, I'm going to be in everybody's business. You always in everybody's business. And Mama D basically says she's throwing some Mother's Day empowerment event and she has some special guests. I'm like, okay, so she's going to invite Jasmine. So now we see Saucy Santana, Chef D, and his mom. And it's real cute. He said, Chef D and his mom have their own relationship. Even when him and Santana not on good terms, they still be talking. So Santana's mom revealed some dark truths. She came over to read some excerpts from her book to them. Her book is about her and Santana's relationship. And in the book, she basically said that every home that Santana was supposed to be in was supposed to be a safe place. But he was passed around to family members and ended up being used and abused. And that the predators lied. She said it was an older cousin who did something to Santana when he was 9 years old. And she said she feels like that's what opened the door for his sexuality to change. So she doesn't believe like in the whole born this way thing. She believes that something traumatic happens. And then, yeah. Honestly, Santana just looked shocked that she revealed that. And the scene kind of ended there. Okay, so it just came back off commercial and we still in the scene with Santana and his mom, actually. So Santana was just like, that's deep. I think it needs to be talked about because a lot of families sweep it under the rug. And Chef D was like, is that person still around in y'all family? And they both was like, yeah. And Santana was like, I really don't hold no grudges about it, but that's probably because I was groomed and manipulated. So he don't really feel nothing towards it, but he know that that's because of what happened to him. And he said this all took place from the age of 9 to 16. And Santana basically said he never really came out and told his family what was going on. He confided into another cousin, and that cousin went and told the whole family like what was going on between him and the older cousin. And he basically said, of course, at that age, he felt like betrayed by his cousin that he had confided in. But obviously now, looking back at it, he's happy that his cousin revealed that to the family. But Santana did say, he don't agree that that's what turned his sexuality. He said he remember liking boys and playing house before any of that happened when he was 9 years old. So Santana does believe that he was born this way. And while Santana's mom does like Chef D and have her own relationship with Chef D, she did say, like, I don't know about y'all getting married. Nobody here needs to get married. Like, still saying a man don't need to get married to a man. Y'all can do this little cute relationship, but y'all not getting married. And Santana was like, honestly, I don't think I'm marriage material, period. So we see some little quick clips. We see Spice, Shekinah, and Scrappy working on some stuff for the cast album. And we see Ciara and Rennie. And Rennie's like, Spice is going to throw me like a pre-baby shower because she's still pregnant. But just something to celebrate her being pregnant and being a mom again. And Ciara's like, yeah, I'm going to come because I have some stuff to ask them about why they didn't check on me while I was in the hospital, especially Spice. We see Amy and her mom basically saying that they're going to be going to Mama D's Mother's Day event. So Jasmine sits down to talk to her mom, and she's like, Rashida wants to bring up the defects case. And her mom was like, yeah, well, she don't even be a real stepmom. So why is she concerned now? And Jasmine is basically like, yes, it is Kirk's fault and it is Kirk's son, but you chose to stay with him and y'all are married. That is the legal definition of a stepmother. So you should be stepping up to help Cannon too, not just talking and asking questions about me and Kirk and what we're doing, but you're not doing nothing. So Jasmine is like, it is weird to me that Mama D invited me to this Mother's Day event, but I know she's always plotting and she always got her ears to the streets. So I'm ready to bring my truth. So her and her mom are going to be there. So we're at Spice's blue dinner for Rennie. You know that Spice always wears blue and has her blue hair, and Rennie is having a boy, so it makes sense. So once again, Shekinah is like, I thought that you was faking it with the whole leg thing to Ciara. She's like, I thought you were selling cream. And Spice basically said, I was in the hospital 102 times. You never showed up, not once. And we all know Spice has gone through all these health issues on the show. And if Ciara never showed up, then yeah, that's crazy, especially for you to feel away now. And she puts her hand up to Spice, like, talk to the hand. And Spice was basically like, don't make this about you. We're here to celebrate Rennie. Rennie said, I did not know Ciara was going to sit down and go straight in for the kill like that before we even had a drink. She said the girls don't have any decorum. They're not very mindful, not very considerate, not very demure. So they basically like, okay, Ciara, well, how are you now? And she's like, I'm feeling better. I'm mostly healed. And they're like, okay, thank God. So they thinking it's about to be done. Then Ciara goes, oh, so what am I hearing about this cast album? And Spice was like, well, basically, I just want everybody to take the album seriously. And they were like, so who's all on the album? And Spice was like, well, Rennie, I definitely want you on the album. And then Ciara was like, oh, but you're not going to ask me to be on the album? Like, no, she just said she wants people to take it seriously. And then Ciara was like, well, people don't got to take me seriously. I'm going to keep trying until I get a hit. And Spice was like, oh, I have a gift for my nephew. And Ciara was like, nephew? Like, basically, I guess trying to say Spice and Rennie not even really that close. They definitely not as close as Ciara and Rennie seem. So basically, we see Santana with his gay mom, Tanya, and he just explains that in the LGBTQ community, a lot of people have a maternal figure who probably wasn't there when their parents didn't understand, might have turned against them, etc. And Tanya was that person for him. And he basically said, his mom has admitted to him that she was kind of jealous of Tanya because it was like, who is this person that my son is calling mommy? I'm his mom. And then Santana was just telling Tanya, like, I don't feel the need to get married to D. Like, we could just fuck around forever and be together forever if that's what it's meant to be. But what's the point of getting married? And she was like, it's levels to relationships. And Santana was like, I don't know, because I can't stay with a dude for a week. And that's what I said about him with Zell and D. I'm like, they both keep coming back. And it seemed like Santana be dogging them out, going back and forth between the two of them. Probably other niggas too. And Santana basically said it's Pride season, so he has an event to perform at. And I'm sure this is a good season for him. He said, it's a time that he gets to go advocate for his community and go out to events and stuff. But it's also probably a time that he makes a lot of money and gets booked for a lot of performances. And he said he got to perform to 45 to 60 minutes, and he's kind of nervous because that's a long set and he hasn't been on stage in a minute. So Spice and Rennie are in the studio to discuss and potentially record her verse or song for the cast album. And she basically was like, the other definites are Scrappy, Rashida, and Amy. So then Rennie was like, okay, so what about Ciara? Are you going to put her? And Spice was like, I just don't know if Ciara's really taking her career as a musician or artist seriously. And I'm going to have to hurt a lot of people's feelings and disappoint a lot of my friends because I'm not going to let this be a joke. And she said, even if I let somebody record a song, that doesn't mean it's going to actually make it on the album. It might get scrapped. And Rennie was like, yeah, well, a real artist will understand that because even all the songs that we record don't make it on a project. Some of them get scrapped. Okay, so now we're at Mama D's mother empowerment event. So Mama D is there, Erica Dixon's mom is there, and Amy and her mom are there right now. And Mama D is like, I'm nosy. Amy, give me the tea. What's been going on? So Amy tells her about everything that happened with Bambi and like how they had the argument. And she was like, Bambi's a liar. So then Erica Dixon walks in. So she sits down with Mama D and her mom. And they're like, so are you and Scrappy in a relationship or what? And she's like, I'm going to just tell y'all I'm pregnant. So they bug out. And then she's like, oh, I'm just joking. And Mama D was like, I kind of wish it was true. And Erica was like, me and Scrappy have been talking and I'm open to possibly giving him another chance. So Jasmine and her mom walk in. Everybody's jaw drops. Erica's basically disgusted. And the producers are asking Mama D, why did she invite Jasmine and her mom, but not Rashida and her mom? And y'all remember when Mama D went into Rashida's store seasons ago and had the hay in the bird's nest and said that Rashida was a bad egg? She was like, yeah, I've simply run out of hay. So Mama D gets straight into it. Jasmine, give me the tea. Rashida and Kirk always in my son's business. I need to know what's going on. So Jasmine is like, Kirk is lying. I never answered the door in my birthday suit, but I do have text to show that he's still been trying to fuck with me. Jasmine also had her friend Erica there because she said if a bitch act up, she don't want her mom having to fight. So when Mama D walks by Erica, she's like, you so messy. And they go outside and she's like, you know who that is, so why you invited her? And Mama D was like, well, she said Kirk's still trying to fuck. So Erica's like, let me go holler at her. And she go ask Jasmine like, oh, what's tea? What you told Mama D? And Jasmine was like, I'm not telling you. If I said it, I said it. Like, so Erica Dixon goes to walk away. And then Jasmine's friend Erica is like, oh, did you come over here for something? So Erica was telling her mom that side chick territory to ignore them. And it basically ends with like a confrontation between Jasmine, her mom, and her friend Erica, and Erica Dixon and her mom.